Dr. Moit Kara, a board-certified urologist, explains that many men over 60 experience weaker erections, not just due to aging or low testosterone, but because of hidden circulation issues. He reveals that a simple daily habit, drinking a glass of warm water first thing in the morning, can improve blood flow, flush out blockages, and support better erections naturally. Warm water hydrates and dilates blood vessels, helping thin the blood and improve circulation, especially important since penile arteries are small and sensitive to blockages. Cold water, caffeine, heavy breakfasts, sedentary habits, and alcohol can sabotage this process. Dr. Kara shares how proper timing, temperature, and small additions like lemon or ginger can amplify the benefits of this ritual. Beyond physical improvements, regaining erections can restore confidence, emotional connection, and overall quality of life. He encourages men to commit to this simple practice for 30 days, emphasizing that real change comes from consistent action, not just knowledge. This habit is a safe, natural, and accessible way to take control of sexual and overall health after 60. Gentlemen, if you're over 60 and struggling with weaker, less reliable erections, what I'm about to tell you may sound unbelievable, but it's backed by science and decades of medical. One simple change to how you drink a glass of warm water and thimerine can do more for your erections than many of the expensive pills you've even told to rely on. And yet, almost no man your age knows about it. I'm Dr. Moit Kara, a board-certified who has spent over 30 years helping men restore their sexual health. I've seen what works and I've seen what fails. And I can tell you with complete confidence, this habit is one of the most overlooked tools for men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Most men assume their erection problems are caused only by low testosterone or aging. The truth, in many cases, it's a hidden circulation issue, and warm water, when used correctly, can open up your blood vessels, flush out the darn blockages, and give your body the signal it needs to perform again. In just a moment, I'll show you exactly how to drink it, when to drink it, and what to combine it with for the greatest. But first, you need to understand the silent mistakes most older men make every morning that quietly sabotage their erections without even realizing it. Fixing them may change everything for you. Before we get started, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell. That way you'll never miss another men's health tip designate specifically for guys over 60. And on say you've watched, drop a 1 in the comments if you found it helpful, or a 0 if you didn't, so I know how to make these videos even better for you. Now, before I reveal exactly how to use warm water to improve your erections, I need to talk about why things change after 60. Understanding what's really happening inside your body is the first step to fixing it. And it's far more important than most men realize. 1. Why erections change after. So when I sit across from a man in his 60s, I can usually see the mix of frustration and embarrassment in his eyes before he even says a word. Many tell me, "Doc, I don't feel like the man I used to be." And I understand. I've heard the same story hundreds of times over the past 3 decades. What they don't always realize is that the changes they're feeling aren't a sudden betrayal with their body, but the result of small, gradual shifts that have been building for years. An erection is not just about desire, or it's a finely tuned event that depends on healthy blood vessels, responsive nerves, balanced hormones, and the right chemical signals in your body. When you were younger, those systems worked effortlessly together. Blood flowed freely through arteries that were flexible and clear. Your endothelial cells, the delicate lining inside those blood vessels, produce plenty of nitric oxide, which relaxes your arteries and let blood rush into the penis quickly and stay there. But after 60, things begin to change quickly. Tiny deposits of cholesterol and calcium form along artery walls, narrowing the passageways just enough to slow that rush of blood. The endothelials become less efficient, making it harder to produce the nitric oxide you need. On top of that, years of lifestyle habits, stress, poor diet, lack of exercise add up. The result, erections that are weaker, slower to appear, and harder to maintain. Here's the part most men don't know. Their blood vessels in your penis are much smaller than the ones in your heart. That means erection problems can be one of the very first signs of bigger circulation issues on the horizon. This isn't just about sex. It's an early warning system for your overall health. And here's where it gets interesting. There's a simple daily habit that can start reversing some of these changes, improving blood flow and restoring. It's not a pill. It's not a complicated therapy. It starts with something as ordinary as a glass of warm water, but used in a way you've probably never heard before. 2. The hidden power of warm water. Over the years, I've seen men spend on supplements, injections, and procedures, chasing the hope of better erections. Many of them walk into my office holding bottles of pills they bought online, convinced the answer has to be complicated or expensive. But sometimes the most powerful solutions are the simplest, and one of the most overlooked is sitting right in your kitchen. Warm water may sound ordinary, but when used with intention, it can be a quiet force working in your favor every single day. The first thing warm water does is hydrate you in the gentlest way possible. After a night's sleep, your body is slightly dehydrated, your blood a little thicker, and your circulation slower. Drinking warm water first thing in the morning thins your blood naturally, making it easier for your heart to pump and for oxygen-rich blood to reach every part of your body, including the penis. There's also a vascular effect. Warm water gently dilates your blood vessels, relaxing the muscular walls so blood can move more freely. Think of it like warming up an old garden hose on a cool morning. Suddenly, the water inside flows faster and smoother. That infrared flow doesn't just help with erections in the moment. Over time, it supports healthier arteries and better responsiveness. Another benefit is in how warm water aids your body's natural detox process. It encourages the removal of waste and metabolic byproducts that, if allowed to build up, can make your blood sluggish and inflamed. Inflammation is one of the hidden enemies of strong erections, and reducing it is critical as we age. I know it's hard to believe that something so simple could have this kind of impact, but I've had patients return after a month of starting this habit, telling me their morning erections are back, their energy feels different, and their confidence has shifted. That's the power of giving your body exactly what it needs in a form it can use immediately. Of course, there's more to it than just pouring a random glass. The real secret lies in the timing, the temperature, and a few key additions that can turn warm water into a powerful morning ritual. And that's what we're about to uncover next. 3. Why temperature matters. One of the first questions men asked, May 1. I mentioned warm water is, why warm? Why not just drink it cold? I can understand the confusion. After all, most of us grew up thinking cold water was refreshing, energizing, even healthy. But when it comes to improving blood flow and supporting cold water can actually work against you. Here's why. Cold water causes your blood vessels to constrict. It's part of your body's natural response to preserve core temperature. That tightening of the vessels might be fine after a workout or on a hot day. But if your goal is to encourage maximum blood flow to delicate areas like the penis, constriction is the last thing you want. Warm water, on the other hand, signals your vascular system to relax. The smooth muscles in your artery walls loosen, the vessels widen, and circulation improves, without forcing your heart to work harder. I've seen this play out countless times in men who switch from starting their day with ice water or chilled drinks to a steady routine of warm hydration. Within weeks, they often report feeling looser in the mornings, not just in their muscles, but in how quickly they respond to arousal. It's not magic, it's warmth promotes flexibility in your arteries, and flexible arteries are far better at delivering the surge of blood an erection requires. Think about it this way. When you're eyeing, your arteries are naturally supple and responsive. As you age, warm water acts like a gentle wake-up, restoring some of that lost elasticity. It primes your system for better circulation all day long. Of course, simply knowing that warm is better than cold isn't enough. To serial changes, you need to drink it at the right time, in the right amount, and with the right little boosters that can multiply the effects. And in the next part, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to do it step by step. 4. The right way to drink warm water for erections. Over the years, I've learned that when it comes to health, the details matter. You can take the right idea and get disappointing results simply because you are doing it the wrong way. Drinking warm water for better erections is no different. It's not just about pouring a cup and swallowing it down. It's about creating a small but powerful ritual that works with your body's natural rhythms. The first key is timing. Your body is at its most dehydrated first thing in the morning. You've gone 6, maybe 8 hours without water, and during that time your blood has become slightly thicker. That means your heart has to work harder to push it through your arteries. By drinking a glass of warm water within 10 minutes of waking, you give your circulation an immediate boost, thinning the blood just enough to let it flow freely and deliver oxygen where it is needed most. Next is the amount. Too little won't give you the full benefits. Much may leave you feeling bloated. I tell my patients to aim for 10 to 12, enough to wake up your system but still comfortable. Then there's the temperature. You want it warm, like a pleasant bath, not hot enough to burn or cold enough to tighten your vessels. That warmth is what tells your arteries to relax and open up. Finally, consider adding a squeeze of fresh lemon can support healthy blood vessel function, and a small pinch of ginger can improve circulation even further. These are simple, safe additions that work with warm water to amplify the effect. When my patients follow this method daily for a month, many come back surprised at how much has changed, not only in the bedroom, but in their overall energy and mood. But even the best habits can be undone if you're making certain morning mistakes, and that's exactly what we need to uncover next. 5. What to avoid if you want this to work. I've seen it happen many times. A man follows my warm water routine exactly, yet weeks later he tells me nothing has changed. When we dig deeper, it turns out he's been unknowingly sabotaging his own progress with small but powerful habits that work directly against the benefits we're trying to create. One of the biggest offenders is starting the morning with coffee before water. I understand the pull. That first cup feels like a ritual, a comfort, but caffeine is a vasoconstrictor. It tightens your blood vessels, the very opposite of what we want. If you drink it before hydrating, you're essentializing the door shut on the circulation boost. Warm water could have given you heavy, greasy breakfasts are an antioxidant enemy. Foods loaded with processed fats and sugars spike inflammation in your blood vessels, making them less responsive and slowing blood flow. Over time, this can undo weeks or months of good habits. Sedentary mornings can also blunt your results. If you drink your warm water and then immediately sit for hours, you're missing an opportunity to pair hydration with gentle movement. Even a few minutes of stretching or walking can double the benefit by encouraging blood to circulate more effectively. And then there's alcohol. A night off drinking doesn't just dehydrate you, it damages the delicate endothelial cells lining your arteries. If you're serious about improving erections, limiting alcohol is one of the smartest choices you can make. The truth is, warm water can be a powerful ally, but only if you're not working against it. Think of it like planting a seed. You can give it water and sunlight, but if you keep stepping on it, it will never grow. Now that you know what can quietly sabotage your progress, let's talk about something just as important. The emotional transformation that happens when a man starts to see his erections threatened, and why that change reaches far beyond the bedroom. 6. The emotional impact of regaining erections. Over the years, I've learned that when a man loses his ability to have strong, dependable erections, it's rarely just about sex. It's about confidence, identity, and the way he carries himself in the world. I've had patients tell me they avoid eye contact with their wives, skip moments of intimacy, or even stop reaching out for a simple hug because of the fear where it might lead. Slowly, without realizing it, they start torturing from the very connections that once gave them joy. I remember one man in his late 60s who came to see me not because of physical pain, but because he felt like a ghost in his own marriage. He and his wife still loved each other, but the spark was gone. When we started working together, I encouraged him to make small, consistent changes, including through a water habit. A month later, he walked into my office with a grin I hadn't seen before. He told me it wasn't just that his erections had improved, it was that he felt alive again. He was initiating affection, laughing more, and looking forward to evenings with his wife. That's the hidden truth most men don't realize. When your sexual health improves, so does your mood, your energy, and your sense of purpose. You'll feel more like yourself, not the older, slower version you thought you had to accept, but the man you remember being, and the people around you notice. Your partner notices. Regaining your erections is about so much more than physical function. It's about reclaiming the confidence and connection that make life worth living. And while this emotional change is powerful on its own, it becomes even more meaningful when you pair it with own final step, the part that ensures these improvements last for years to come. 7. Your next step. If there's one thing I've learned after decades of working with men over 60, it's that change doesn't happen from knowing, it happens from doing. You can listen to me explain the science behind warm water. You can understand how blood flow and vessel health affect your erections, but none of it will make a difference unless you take the first step. That step can be as simple as deciding that tomorrow morning will not be like every morning before it. When you wake up, before you check your phone, before you brew your coffee, walk into the kitchen and pour yourself 10 to 12 ounces of comfortably warm water. Feel the heat in your hands. Drink it slowly, letting your body wake up with each sip. As the water moves through you, picture your arteries opening, your blood flowing freely, and your body preparing to perform the way it was meant to. Do it again the next day, and the day after that. Commit to 30 days. You're not just trying something. You're giving your body the consistent support it needs to repair, recover, and thrive. Track how you feel, not only in third bedroom but in your energy, your mood, and your confidence. Some men will see changes sooner, others later, but the point is progress, not every day you stick to this bit, you're sending a message to yourself that you're not giving up, that you're still investing in the man you are and the man you want to be. Because here's the truth, this small daily ritual could be the spark that everything. And in just a moment, I'll leave you with one final message, something I tell every man who sits in my office when he's ready to take his health and his life back into his own hands. Conclusion. Final words from Dr. Moit Kara. Gentlemen, we've covered a lot together. Why erections change after 60. How warm water can quietly restore the blood flow your body needs. Why temperature matters more than you think. The exact steps to make it work. The mistakes that can undo your progress. The emotional transformer that comes with regained your confidence, and the importance of taking that very first step. I've shared this because I've seen firsthand how much these changes can mean to a man's life. I've seen their frustration in the eyes of men both. Their best days were behind them, and I've seen the relief and pride when they realize they still have their work to improve, to feel strong, and to connect deeply with their partner's sake. The warm water habit might seem small, almost too simple, but when done with consistency and paired with healthy choices, it can be the start of something bigger. Not just better erections, but better circulation, better energy, and a better quality of life. This is about taking control in a way that is safe, natural, and within your reach. I know change can feel overwhelming, but it starts with a decision. The decision to care for yourself, to invest in your health, to refuse to accept decline as inevitable. Tomorrow morning you have the chance to act on what you VA learned. So, here's my final thought. Don't let this just be information you heard once, seen, forgot. Let it be the turning point. Start the habit, protect it, and watch what happens, not just in your body, but in your life. You deserve that, and it starts now. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like, share it with a friend who needs it, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Your support helps me create more free content. If you'd like to go further, consider donating to keep this message alive.